Hi YouTube family, my name is Elysia English.
And I'm Philip English.
I've been dying to say that! YouTube family, we have missed you guys. Like, I can't even tell you over the past couple of weeks, every morning we're like, this is so sucky to have no...
Already?
No, I'm crying already.
No.
So sucky that we haven't had internet because we've missed you guys tremendously. And we want to thank you off the bat for all of the amazing emails, comments, messages, just any way you guys reached out to us.
Love.
We just felt love the whole way here, and we knew we had so many people behind us supporting us on this crazy adventure. I can't even tell you, this last month has been a complete whirlwind with ups and downs and sideways and backwards and all in between.
Oh my gosh, it's been such an amazing journey, yeah.
It's been all good. We've just been so excited to share with you guys everything that has gone on, but this video is all about something that we did that most people would think would be a little out of the box and a little bit different than the traditional way of purchasing a house, but we were living in Ontario.
Yes.
And we decided, even though we were living in a house that we absolutely loved, what we would have considered our dream home, it was the first home that Philip and I bought.
We adored that house.
We adored that house.
Lots of amazing memories there.
The boys learned to walk there. Dayton learned to eat solid foods there.
Yeah.
They built gardens and had chickens and did all these amazing things back at that house.
Chase learned how to drive a dirt bike through the fence there.
Chase learned how to drive a dirt bike through a fence there. So many amazing memories, and just even leaving the plants in the garden and things that were actually at that house. I was so happy that we had done the boys' growth charts on a separate board that we could bring with us. That being said, we brought nothing with us here to Nova Scotia. We brought a small trailer with 2 dirt bikes and about a dozen Rubbermaid containers of belongings. That was it.
Just keepsake things that old pictures and just things you could never just get rid of.
Yeah, and so just sentimental things that we know we want to have around the house and have the boys remember, and they got to pick all of their favorite things that they wanted to bring. Yeah, we let them bring anything they wanted.
Yeah, it was mostly kids' boxes, but yes.
Yeah, I had 2 Rubbermaid bins. I think you had 2. That was it.
And mine, one or more of them were just tack.
Yeah, just tech stuff. So we have just made the big move, moving from selling our house in Ontario, which sold in really about 2 hours, 6.5 hours with the paperwork all done. We were just absolutely floored by how quickly our house sold. So we're so thankful that it sold for not only such a fast amount of time, but we were able to do really well on buying our house, which meant we were able to pay off that house and buy this dream property of ours outright. So we now have no mortgage, which is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Part of this journey, one of the reasons why we wanted to relocate meant that we would have a lot more financial freedom to be able to work on projects and be able to create the content that we wanted and just live life just so much more stress-free. So doing all of that hard work really paid off for us at the old house because we were able to move here.
Yes.
So we purchased this house sight unseen.
Oh
we saw a listing online, which was the ultimate decision. A lot of people were wondering, why did we say one week we weren't going to sell our house, and then the next week we were like, we're selling our house? Yeah. Well, we really had no idea we were going to sell our house.
Until we saw this place.
So we saw this listing online, and we were just finishing really just sort of the last renovations that we would have done at the other house, and we were so happy with everything we did. And we were looking online just for some little properties, like we were purchasing some little small piece of acreage, as we talked about in another video, which we will talk about later this week with you guys.
Yes.
So while we were kind of looking at those, we came across this house that we're in right now. And it was out of budget of what we would have been able to do being mortgage free. Right. And so even though we could have afforded the house, we really wanted to stick with what our main goals were, which was to be able to move, to have some acreage, a fixer-upper place, or maybe no place at all, on land and start from scratch and not have a mortgage. So we saw this house and we actually were making up things about it like, oh, red flag, red flag, red flag.
We can't do it.
We can't do it. And took it off of our favorited houses on this listing site that we were on.
Elysia and I have kind of a think board of what we kind of want to do and projects that we want to do. And we have this dream board. And we had this property on the dream board with a couple other things on the dream board. And we basically talked each other out of it. And we're like, take it off. So we wiped it off of the dream board.
And to be honest, the little bit of a glimpse that we saw in that listing, huge red flags.
Yeah.
So we were thinking, okay, we really just have to bow out of this as much as we really, really like it. So a few weeks later, literally the next week, we decided that there was a couple houses that were potentials for us to actually roll the dice and make the move to come to Nova Scotia. And if you've been following our channel, you know we love Nova Scotia. We came a few years ago, fell in love with Nova Scotia, and knew that we had to come back here eventually when we were retired or something. It was just a dream on the bucket list. So it ended up that we decided we were going to roll the dice on one of these properties, put in an offer on a couple of them, and list our house in Ontario. Our house sold really fast, and because our house sold so fast, it gave us enough time to actually re-heart favorite this house and put in an offer, and we got the house. I still can't believe it all happened the way that it did. So we're so thankful that we were able to get this house, but buying a house in a completely different province, 4 provinces away from where you live, meant that in winter, not to mention world issues, we were not able to come travel here to be able to see the house, to do a walkthrough, to see it at all. The only thing we saw was, maybe a dozen pictures of...
Originally,
I don't even know how many pictures
originally we saw just a dozen pictures,
Yeah.
maybe, and they weren't a professional taking the pictures by any means. They're just
no ceilings.
No, yeah, it was
most
just
of the walls weren't in the photos.
pictures from a phone and a minute vertical angled video of a quick walkthrough of the house. So
and it was just the main floor.
And it was just the main floor, yeah. And so that's what we kind of, I don't even want to say rolled the dice, because we knew what we did see. There was everything
so
we
much
wanted.
potential.
So much potential, yes.
So we were looking for acreage. We were looking for not a large house. Any small house on acreage would have sufficed for us 100%.
Absolutely.
We actually were looking to have less room than we already had, because we really didn't need all the room that we already had. And it just meant that this was the actual house that landed on this acreage that has this views and all the things that this land has to offer, that this was the house that was on it. The Dayton calls our castle. And if you look from certain streets kind of coming down into our house, it really looks like a huge castle on the hill, because it's just beautiful. But it really looks bigger than it is on the interior, because we're 2,500 square feet, just under 2,500 square feet.
Yeah, we're just under 2,500.
So we have about 700 more square feet now than we had at the old house. So still feels like a lot more square feet.
Yeah, it's huge.
So right now what we want to do is we want to show you guys a tour of this house.
Tour time.
The way that this house is. But we just want to let you guys know that we have so many projects.
Oh my gosh, it's endless projects. But we want to keep... we know a little bit about a history about this house. The house was built in the 1920s. So it's been standing strong. It has really good bones. Even just crawling underneath and going through the house is built really well. So we want to keep the main...
like the integrity of the home. We want to make sure we keep all the original character that this house has to offer. And one of the things that we fell in love with this place was all of the character and all of the original 1920s that this house has to offer. You guys know we love the vintage vibe. We love to mix the old with the new. And we know that those projects that we're gonna work on for DIYs are going to be so much more outstanding. Oh, yeah. The before and afters are going to be epic. The transformations of all of the spaces, just the process of all of them is gonna be so interesting, because when you're working with an older house, you really don't know what you're going to find.
No.
One of the things I wanna tell you guys before we actually give you guys the tour is Philip and I knew 100% what we were walking into, in terms of we expected the absolute worst. We were told that pipes were winterized. We were told that there was 2 working fireplaces. We were told that there was no electricity or anything hooked up. That most of the wiring was changed out. I think we weren't sure if all of it was or not.
Right.
What else were we told about the house? We were told that there was a new roof and that there was new windows and new siding, that someone had come in and spent a substantial amount of money on the exterior of the home and making sure that this house did not have any roof leaks or any drafts. Everything was really sealed up really well before they started working on the inside, which we're so happy that they did, because you don't want to do work on the inside until you've really successfully completed the outside work to seal up your house.
Yes.
Not to mention, we were also told that there was a beautiful garage on site, but we had no idea how big it was.
We didn't have any pictures of it.
No, we knew that they had been working on it recently, but we did not know what it was. So when we moved here, we realized that there was a brand new build garage, which we will show you guys, and it is a 20 by 24.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's absolutely gigantic.
Yeah.
They didn't even turn the key. they had it built expecting to come back to this house and abandon this entire property, which meant that they never actually got to turn the key and see the build and see any of this work that they were doing completed. Philip was the first one to get to turn the key to put in our new toys, which we'll show you in another video,
Actually,
into the garage.
I didn't even get to turn the key.
Oh, you didn't even get to turn the key. We didn't have it. So a lot of you were asking why.
I had to drill out the lock, and then I replaced the door and put a new door on, but there was no key. A
lot of you guys were asking why we were sleeping in the truck the night before getting in, and the reason for that was because we didn't have a key. And actually the closing day, we didn't have a key until almost the end of the day, and there was a lot of runaround about us getting a key. There was a lot of issues with us getting a key because of like world issues and also weather and just the closing time and everything. It was just, it was a cold night in the truck. This house right now has what? No heat.
No heat.
We have no furnace. We have no heating system at all. We have only running water in the bathtub upstairs, which we didn't have for 18 days when we first got here.
Woo!
We couldn't have a plumber come out until our quarantine was over.
Right.
We do have some warm water now in the kitchen sink, if you call it a kitchen sink, because we really don't have a kitchen. We need flooring throughout. We have electricity, and we just got the internet hooked up. It's not great, but we have the internet. So we're gonna work on seeing if we can get a stronger connection. We wanna post as much as we possibly can for you guys. So our first video took almost 12 hours to load.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do some every other day videos for the next couple of weeks here so we can figure out our internet and make sure that we can post as often as we possibly can.
Right.
But right now, we want to show you guys everything that the house has to offer. We're so excited. We want to hear everything that you guys are thinking about the house. And we're going to show you, like we always have on our channel, the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is a no judgment zone.
Yes, no judgment
I feel like we've deceived you by showing you the outside of the house.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So many comments were like, oh, I so expected a fixer-upper. Oh, wait for it. So yeah, we're excited. I can't wait for you guys to see it. I'm interested in hearing all of your ideas and comments. Someone mentioned in the previous video that we need to think of a name for our house or our property here. Yeah. So I know you guys haven't seen it yet. And this week you guys are gonna see outside, inside, some stuff that our whole area here has to offer. But I want you guys to keep a thought in your mind of some suggestions. In a later video, we're gonna ask you guys, what do you guys think we should name our property? So fun, we're excited. I know we're gonna put it on the wall, so we wanna know what you guys think. All right, you ready to show them?
I'm ready.
Here's the tour. Lots of work to do. Fireplace, so this is the living room. And look at it, has the double wide door here that looks beautiful view into what will be the most spectacular hallway that goes upstairs. So look at all the tin ceilings and all of the molding. This is all tin from 1920s. It's just absolutely incredible. So you can see all the detailing goes all around this whole entry. So this is the hallway when you first come in the entry, and it goes up the staircase. You can see this texture is everywhere. And of course the flooring has gone now, so that needs to be done. When you first walk in the front door, there's this entryway here with the same. It has all of the molding, all of the texture on the wall, and these gorgeous new, brand new windows that overlook outside. We have lots of bay windows in here. And then of course the flooring in here is just the same all throughout. Definitely needs work. Check out this grand staircase. And it's actually a really wide stairwell, which is amazing because a lot of older homes have a really narrow stairs, and these are, I would say, about 4.5 to 5 feet across, which is just amazing. And then when you come in from the entryway here, so the first door here is the living room, and the second door here is a dining room. Okay, so this is the dining room space. You can see some of the ceiling is kind of falling apart here, but the best thing about this room is that the only way to turn on this light is to follow this string all the way down the wall here and then pull this nail. You can turn the light off. And then we have gorgeous bay windows in this room. And one of the things that I love about this space is definitely not the pink walls, because that will have to go, but that we have a second fireplace. Yes, please, I will take a second fireplace all day long. And this amazing glass panel door here goes into what will be our kitchen. So you can see that there's never been a real kitchen set up in here for years and years and years. So this is one side, and you can see we have no ceiling. They've just done rough work right here. And sinking sort of a counter. There's no counter. It's just some tile. And then the stove outlets and everything are all right here. And this is an original cupboard that was just left in the house in the kitchen, which I'll definitely restore and keep somewhere in the house. We picked up a freezer here from Home Hardware here locally so that we could keep some produce and stuff until our actual appliances arrive, which we've already ordered. And this is one of my favorite things in the house, is a built into the wall original 1920s cabinet. And I think I'm gonna make this into a storage spot for all my baking stuff. And then on this side of the kitchen, we have just a little mini fridge, which we also ordered from Home Hardware. We wanted to make sure that we could keep our food fresh while we were in quarantine. But as you can see, this kitchen needs a lot of love. So, and then from the kitchen here, we have this gorgeous sight line into that beautiful entryway with the staircase. It's going to be absolutely stunning. And we have this amazing wood beamed bonus room. So this is where we've been putting all the stuff unpacking here. So they've already done some pot lights and some work on the ceiling in here and some flooring, but this is actually really kind of not the best quality flooring. It's been scratching really easy. So we definitely want to change the flooring out. Look at this, so many amazing windows. Double patio doors here that will go out to a deck. Right now it's just sort of like a floating wood dock out there. And their door that we have right here goes down to a basement where the crawl space is. And then sort of back to that front entryway. Look at these gorgeous old doors. Unbelievable. All of the doors and stuff in here are all original. And now we're gonna head upstairs, up this gorgeous stairwell. Look at the sight lines. Living room, dining room, kitchen, just magnificent. I know some of you are seeing all of the work that needs to be done, but I can promise this place is going to be amazing. So, heading up the staircase. So as we walk up the staircase here, we have 4 bedrooms. Right now we have Philippanized room on the right here. We just have the pups in here right now while we kind of stay and do some work. So that's a patio door that goes above that patio downstairs, but it doesn't have a deck out of it yet. And high ceilings. It's pretty awesome in here. All right, 1920s foyer. Huge flooring up here, big space in between all of the bedrooms. So I'm coming from Philippanized bedroom door here. We have the gigantic spot. It's literally the size of a bedroom. It's huge. And this is into our bathroom. It is not glamorous. All right, so this is the original flooring. Looks like someone's painted it over time. And we have an original clawfoot tub that needs a lot of fixing. We have a shower stall that does not open or work. And we have a cracked toilet. And we have a vanity here, if that's what you want to call it, that actually has just some zigzag plumbing underneath. Not much of a vanity at all, but this bathroom definitely needs a lot of work. Look at this. Everything's falling down. We don't even have warm water in here. Bedroom number 1. I'm not sure if you're ready for this. Talk about fixer-upper room. We have a nice big window and a closet, but it's lacking walls. So we have all of this in this room to repair. And this is the smallest of the 4 bedrooms in the house. Lots of work to do in this room. All right, and the next room we have is Chase's bedroom. Chase's bedroom ceiling is pretty bad, and he has a gorgeous girly chandelier. Nice big windows outlooking the view. There's actually carpet in this room, which needs to go ASAP. Another big, large window here. Ceilings are pretty bad. Everything needs to be kind of fixed up in this room. Nice big closet, which is so nice to have. And it's a pretty good sized room. Now for Dayton's room. So the boys have been sharing Chase's room for right now till we get any renovations done. Because this is Dayton's room. Really just a pile of scrap. Everything needs to be done in this room. All right, so that is one side view. And this is the other. So it looks like they've already tried to remove all of the plaster walls that were in here. Look at this room. Whew. It will have a nice big closet when it's finished. But this is definitely not livable for Dayton for now. But lots of work to do.
Whew!
Whew. A little nervous to show you, but excited at the same time. We hope you guys enjoyed the tour. I know that we have so many cool projects and we have so many people behind us supporting us and motivating us and inspiring us and cheering us on. I think you're going to be surprised with some of the projects that we're going to work on. We are going to go with some out-of-the-box ideas, some traditional ideas, keeping the integrity of the house. I already have all the designs, most of them up here in my head. I haven't been even sleeping that well. I've been so excited to just get to work on some of these projects.
Yes.
We've been talking with Home Hardware about some upcoming projects, as well as a huge list that Philip and I are going to tackle in the meantime. You guys haven't seen yet, we've already started tackling a couple of DIYs on the outside that were kind of crumbling off the side of the house. You guys are going to get to see just even a little snapshot of some of that stuff this week. The next video we're going to be posting will be Wednesday. So you're seeing this today on a Monday. So we're going to post every other day for the month of May, as long as our internet allows us to. So
we're going to try.
We're going to try our best. So you guys are going to see us every other day. We will see you guys on Wednesday. We love you. Thank you so much for being part of our YouTube family. If you're new, subscribe. We have a journey right ahead. Oh my word. So on our next episode, yeah, same amount. It's leaking everywhere up here.